There's a hole in my screen. How do I fix it? I'm gonna show you right now.
Desert King windows, we knock out the weather.
We've all been there, torn screen, and we have to replace. Or maybe it's just old. It's been sitting there in the sun forever and it starts dry rotting and doing all that kind of thing. Whatever it is, you're gonna know how to restring by the end of this video. First thing I'm looking at is the frame itself. How's the frame looking? Now I do want to point out one thing about this particular screen. This screen's probably a lot nicer than you've seen before. And the reason is, check out these nice miters around the edges there, okay? Now, when you get some other, another finger rail screen, right? A real nice finger rail screen on that. This is not going to be one of those little tabs that get brittle and they break after a summer. That is not gonna happen here. Springs, tension springs on one side, right? But then standard bug mesh or screen mesh in here. This is made out of fiberglass, okay? Now compare that to another screen that I have right here where they have these plastic corners. Plastic corners, again, it's plastic in the sun. After a while, that thing is gonna deteriorate. Here are, instead of this finger rail screen that we have here, we have these little tabs that come off after summer, right? So that's the difference here. Let me get back to actually restringing this. Here we go. So this is the spline. This is what holds in the mesh. I'm gonna reuse this spline because it is in good shape and well, frankly, it's brand new. So all of these things you can buy at any of the big box stores. Heck, you can even order this stuff on Amazon. A roll of screen mesh and the spline here. In fact, I actually taught my 11-year-old son, he wanted to earn some money. So I actually taught him how to do this and he restrung all of our windows. So, it's that easy. So this is the fiberglass mesh. This is a standard bug screen, but you can also get a lighter mesh. The lighter mesh, though, it's not quite as durable, but you can get some high def screens, so you hardly see any of it at all, or some ultra view screens, and they're a lot harder to see. The only thing, you can definitely do that. They're not as durable, but the only time I would say absolutely do not use it is on screen doors, because that will take just that one time to walk right through it, because you don't see it, right? We usually use the regular bug mesh here. However, we have multiple options. So now let me show you how to restring this here. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do before I start cutting away, I'm gonna cut this side off first, leaving just this, but I'm not gonna cut off all the extra yet. And I'll explain why here in a minute. All right. Give ourselves a little more space to work. The more space, the better. So we are gonna push this spline. Now if you see a little channel right there, right? You have to get the right size spline to fit in there, right? That's what we're gonna do here. All right. Handy dandy little screen tool here. Now, I like to use the plastic ones because the metal ones can actually cut your screen. Trick is you want it to be tight, but not too tight. If it's too tight, it's gonna bow the frame in and it's gonna look ridiculous. But if it's too loose, you're gonna see the ripple effect. So, it takes a little bit of art here. Rolling it there. Now if you notice, I'm using the one with the channel there, okay? That because it can go on either side of the spline and help push it in. Now if I used that one, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for me to start with that. So start with this one so it doesn't move around, and I'll go back and finish with the single wall. Now I'm gonna go through here, make sure it's pushed down well. This is what I mean about getting that corner well, because any tension on it, it will pop the corner. That's where it'll go, right? Makes sense. Okay, back over it again. Make sure she's in there. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. All right, we got to cut off the rest of this now. I like to leave just a little bit, and the reason why I leave just a little bit behind is in case this thing takes any kind of an impact at all, pushed on a little bit, and if it slips underneath there, it gives you just about 1/8 of an inch or so leeway. So that way it doesn't, you don't have to rescreen the whole thing. So I like to point it that direction. See the blade angle? And you just run your blade right along there. Just like that, nice and easy. There's no reason to, it's not a race. Unless it's a race. Again, you see the angle of my blade here? That means I'm putting it up against the wall right there. I'm not going straight down at it because that's not going to leave me anything extra. And I can also slice the spline. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that, so you want to make sure you put it at this angle right here. Try to keep your hands away from it. All right, so here is the moment of truth. Now, I did a good job if you don't see a wave or if you don't see it too tight. So, moment of truth. Not bad. Like I said, almost like I've done this before. So there you go. Now you can go restring all the rest of your windows. That's simple. Anybody can do that. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
We use the best windows, 'cause nothing works better. Desert King Windows, we knock out the weather.